So welcome to my YouTube channel. That's what we call the good life. I'm up my allotment today and I'm going to be talking about how you can get your own allotment. And I'm also going to be giving you some tips to help you get your allotment and some things to look out for in the early days. Now, if you've not already subscribed, it's well worth doing so because I give helpful hints and tips month to month on everything that's going on and the things that you need to be doing yourself, just to make sure that you grow things really, really well in your early years. Now, let's take a quick wander up the plot. So this is the start of mine. This is the tail end of the year, so things are looking a little bit tired. But it's quite a big plot. I've got something called 10 rod. Not everyone goes for 10 rods, some people go for 5. I've no idea how that works out measurement wise. Now, my allotment is such an amazing thing to have. It not only provides me with fruit and vegetables all throughout the year, but it's also incredibly good for my mental health. Honestly, some days when I've just had the worst days ever, it's just made everything so much better. I get enough food off my plot to adequately feed my family and to then share the surplus with my friends and family, and I get to grow far more exciting things, and I know that it's improved my health because I'm eating so much better and I'm getting so much more fresh air. So one of the things to think about when you're getting an allotment is, who do you contact? Who does these allotments? Well, there's two types. There's a council allotment and there's also private allotments. So how do we find out about these? Well, I just rang the council, so that's what I did. That was my experience. I rang the council, I got a phone number, and I contacted someone and they put me on a waiting list. If you've got private allotments around you, I would just recommend, whether it's council or private, to be honest, just drive around. If you see allotments and the council haven't given it to you on their list, and even if they have given it to you on their list, just pop in and talk to people. Allotment holders are incredibly friendly people. They love helping people and encouraging people to do what they're doing because they know it's such a great thing to do. So go armed with a big smile on your face and a packet of biscuits and start talking to people, and they will guide you and get you to speaking to the right people. We have a warden on our plot, and that's the person I contact, and also an awful lot of allotments like my own have a board at the front and they have the warden's details, and that's the person that you need to talk to get you an allotment. Whether he can get you one straight away or whether he puts you on a list, the options are there. It's also worth mentioning that you're happy to share with someone, so if the list is a little bit long, if someone needs a hand, you're happy to share, because they'll be happy to then share their produce with you as well until one becomes available. Something to consider is distance when you're getting an allotment. Really, really important. You don't want one that's too far away, and some places won't let you get a plot if you're not within a certain mile radius anyway. Mine is just under 15 minutes walk from me, which is absolutely perfect. I walked up here today, so not only do I get the exercise while I'm up here, I also get a little bit of exercise walking to and fro as well. And if I need to, I can just hop in the car if I'm in a rush or if I've got something heavy or awkward to carry. So that's definitely worth thinking about. The other thing worth thinking about is water. There are some allotments that don't have water on site, and if I'm really honest with you, I don't know how I would manage if I didn't have fresh water. It is really, really handy when it's dry. So it's definitely worth making sure that you've got fresh water, which is all included in your in the subscription that you pay each year. Now, they vary, so all depending, different plots all around the country are different prices. Most are reasonably reasonable, to be fair. Mine's £40 for a whole year, which I think is incredibly good value for money for the amount of land I've got. I don't think you could rent a piece of land anywhere else quite so reasonably, but again, they do vary. Don't be shocked if when you contact some of yours, they're a little bit more than mine. I know some that pay even less than I pay, but I know some that pay more, but generally speaking, even if they're a little bit more, even if they're double, they are well worth it. My allotment feeds me for a good amount of fruit and vegetables. I've got, even though it's this time of year, I've got loads of stuff in the freezer. I've got loads of stuff preserved. I'm still picking things even though it's November, so they really do produce an awful lot of fruit and vegetables for you. So I've got a few more things to cover, but like I said, if you've not already subscribed, it's well worth it because I do give you month by month. In fact, I do a video at least once a week of what's going on my plot and what I plan to do. My plot is quite vast, so as you can see, it goes right up to the top there if we do a full scan, so right up to the trees. and then right down to where the wildflowers were, just by where that brown shed is, because we've got a little path there. So it's quite a vast amount of space, so you really do get quite a lot for your money. So the other things are, when you register to get an allotment, there is often a waiting list. Now, when I first went to get my allotment, I got told by people that I would never get one. I would wait years. And to be honest, it nearly put me off. But actually, I didn't wait that long at all. I only waited a year. And my experience of having this plot for 8 years, sometimes we put signs out the front saying we need allotment holders. So in some areas, there's actually, because we've got quite a lot of allotments in our area, there's actually a demand for more plot holders. So it's well worth putting your name on the list. Do be aware that you might have to wait a little while, and you can obviously register on more than one allotment site as well, so don't think you can only register on one. You know, edge your bets and register on a few if the warden gives you the idea that the waiting list might be a little bit longer than you want it to be. And you can get concessions as well, so if you're retired and then sometimes other reasons they give concessions, do ask. You know, ask, are there any concessions if you're retired, or if you've got any other things that you think you might be able to get a concession for. It's always worth asking. So I hope you've enjoyed watching my video. I do hope you get an allotment. Please keep me posted, and if you grow things at home already, then I'm happy to answer any questions that you've got.